It's September 1939. Chamberlain's appeasement project has failed. The United Kingdom and the Allies are at war with Germany once again. Lord Halifax is looking to succeed after Chamberlain steps down. His plan was to continue the appeasement project for Chamberlain, which will eventually buy time to make Britain more prepared for the might of the German Reich. The unlikely start, 1936 Britain. Let's go. In the last free update that Paradox gave us for Hearts of Iron 4, it allows us to select Chamberlain's successor, which is Lord Halifax. He wanted better relations with the Soviet Union, and he previously, as being the viceroy for the British Raj, wanted to further integrate it with the United Kingdom, securing the subcontinent under the foot of the United Kingdom. In a typical Hearts of Iron 4 game, Poland falls, the Lowlands fall, Norway and Denmark fall, and France falls, causing Chamberlain to resign and Churchill to step in. Alternatively, you can wait until the end of 1941 and Chamberlain will die. And with that option, you have the option to select the successor of Lord Halifax, which gives some interesting bonuses for Britain when you try to form the Imperial Federation here. In the past, there was no real incentive to go for Lord Halifax. Now he has his own character traits and the bonuses for the Imperial Federation. Now, to get Chamberlain to resign is actually quite tricky. You need to defend Poland, and then if Poland falls, you have to then defend Norway, Denmark, the Lowlands, and France all at the same time. That is quite tricky to do as well, because getting troops into Danzig to filter through into Poland to defend is also really tough. However, a little exploit to get around it. Do you know how you get around it? Well, when Germany declares war on Poland, we ignore the call to arms. So if we're not at war with Germany, none of the triggers apply. And this is the event in question. Can you see this on screen? If you manage to prevent that event from firing by reaching the end of 1940, you have the option to select Lord Halifax. But because we're not even going to go to war, it ain't going to even matter. So be aware, if Germany gets to annex all the Benelux, Poland, and France, they're going to be a lot stronger. So just a heads up, this path is probably not recommended for people who are new at the game. Let's go. Britain. Let's start to rearm. Silently, of course. Bit of British austerity. Bring all the divisions together. And because we're so late into the game, we just make a bunch of mills. And we're going to focus on planes and artillery. Keep this production pretty simple to begin with. That looks pretty good. And we've just got the basic machine guns to begin with. And then we'll modify that by adding some armor on a little bit later on. That's better. Research the machine guns. I thought I would have already had that in 1939, but I don't. Here we go. So the German call to arms, and I'm going to say no. And I've just lost 20 stability because of that. Britain all of a sudden is thinking more internally and definitely not thinking about entrepreneurship in Athens. This method is 100% an exploit. You shouldn't be able to get around this by just not declaring war. It kind of feels silly that you can do this. Hey, but welcome to the #1 exploit channel on YouTube for Hearts of Iron 4. You're welcome. And Luxembourg, and that's the heavy machine gun. Fighters. Here we go. Quad heavy, self-sealing, armor, and armor. It's completely optional what you go for. You can either go for the armor or you can go for the drop tanks. It just all depends on where you're going to be fighting in the world. However, if you're fighting in an area where, let's say you're flying from France all the way into Britain, in that case, you might want drop tanks. But not today. Max the engine out. Yes. And what's the most ugly plane we've got? I hate it. Okay, I'm going to disband a bunch of planes. All the planes that we're making. Old models. We'll send every single one of them to France. It won't make a lot of difference. Germans going for the Blitzkrieg through the Maginot Line, and it's super effective. Do I really want to send this equipment now? Probably not. Well, who needs around the Maginot, eh? Netherlands gone and pieced out, and also France. Wow, they're all liberated. They've not puppeted them. This well and truly is super Germany. Because remember, all these nations are pieced out. They're getting significantly less resistance, and now they've puppeted over all the overseas colonies. And here we go. The event has fired. Just heads up, Italy will justify on you, but that's totally okay. As long as Germany isn't in the war when this event fires, you're all good. Chamberlain, unfortunately, has passed away. Now we have the option to select his successor, which is either going to be Churchill, or in this case, Lord Halifax. So you can see he's actually got stats now. He gains a plus 10% to political power, which is pretty decent. Loses a little bit of war support, so he's a bit like Chamberlain. He is an appeaser. And also he has an acceptance of communist diplomacy because he's willing to work with the Soviet Union. Boom. And here he is. Bald and Beautiful. Now we could do war economy, and also we can start pushing back the Italians. Oh, they've also got Syria as well. Oh, dear. Battle of Britain has begun, and the ratios are definitely in our favor. Nice. Axis push through Sudan. Kind of. Scoop around the back here. Can we get it? And yes, we can. Holding on to Egypt and embargoed. Not looking good. Let's push them out of Lebanon and Syria. Swoop around the back. These are the most easiest serpents in the world. Cut them off on the straight here. And you guys are stranded. Don't stop going yet. Grab those supply depots. Push. Supply depots. Cut the railway lines. Grab the supply depots. Now we can engage in a counterattack and actually be aggressive as well. Because I think for the most part, we've secured this region. Another one down. The Africa cores are getting obliterated. Was this Jordan? Yeah, Jordan. The goals here is to push into Damascus, then push eastward. Concentrate the forces. Little gaps are being made. Squeeze around the backside. And that is a beautiful encirclement. The end goal is to secure Beirut. And if we can get that, the Near East is secured for the Allies. And this is it. The big push. Gotta be careful not to overextend. And boom, they're out of there. Off you go. Let's end this. They've got no access to new supply because their port has been eliminated, so it's not looking good for them. Pushed over the border of Turkey and encircled in Aleppo. What's Aleppo? Aleppo, the failure of the Africa course. And we got them. Next up, it's Libya. Well, not just Libya. It's also Algeria and Tunisia as well. All the job lots. Just go around the outside.
Stop right there.
And AI just doesn't seem to care. Aleppo secure. Tobruk secure. Railway line all the way into Egypt as well. Super Germany versus the Soviet Union. Who will win this time? Oh no. That old exploit. You gonna drop some more troops off here? Ooh, 7, 8 divisions. And they're all encircled. Submarines a problem. Not when you've got naval bombers. Them one at a time. Another one, another one, another one. Nav's the ultimate counter to submarines. Well, fighter bombers, shall we say. You got the right terminology, Dave. Come on. Pocket in the north. Algiers secured. North Africa secured. So the beauty of Lord Halifax, he said he had a connection to the British Raj. That's right. So what you have the ability to do, you have the ability to skip, develop the Raj, as well as Indian autonomy, and go straight for hold the Imperial Conference. Skip it completely. Wow. Super Germany well and truly is super. Anyway, Imperial Conference. The agenda. Oh, naval invasion. Oh my god, there's so much happening in one go. It's overwhelming. They accept. And finally, discuss the Imperial Federation. Accept. Oh my god, there's so much happening in one go. I'm overwhelmed. All right. Oh my goodness. What a beautiful sweep of Sicily. Oh, amazing. Can we do a counterattack in the north? Is that going to be doable? Ooh, it's not looking likely. I don't know. Maybe it will be. No. And just push north. I'll be able to get encirclement on the heel. And the counterattack. Yeah, just all the firepower. Go, go, go. In the south of the mountains, air power dominating. Just have to wait or let them burn themselves out. And the stalemate has been broken. Classic strat. Push across the north. Push to the south. Pocket in the center. Got him. Come on, Mussolini. This is the end. Surrender, please. And now there are 2 Italys. Just a battle plan push. Nothing fancy. Aggressive battle plan. And that's the other Italy gone. No micro. Battle plan. Spam those cast strikes over and over and over again. I've researched jet engines, but I don't think I'm actually going to use them. Am I going to use them? Why not? Speaking of the end of Italy, also the end of the Soviet Union. Oh, no. Looks like there's a counterattack. They holding on? Oh, just holding on. Oh, by the tiniest of amounts. And Japan has just capitulated. So that tells me the Americans landed. Yes, they did. Never mind North and South Korea. Now we have American South Japan and Chinese North Japan. It's still the communist North. Pushing them into the sea, pushing them into the English Channel, an objective that the Germans would have loved to have done in 1939. And also got my navy all ready to intercept their troops as well. So, yeah, no more troops. Final tip of the breast. Push them back. Off you go. Oh, even a break in the south now. Not looking good. Autonomy's been lowered. Let's do the final part of Lord Halifax's plan. The Imperial. This is probably going to create some really goofy, weird results because we're at war. But I'm here for the chaos, right? Are you for the chaos? Please comment below. Say, chaos is what I love, Dave. The Yalta Conference. Let's do it. Even though the Soviet Union is a long way away from Berlin. This isn't quite the negotiation that happened after World War II. Boom! We are now kind of a darker red. And we've annexed the entirety of the world, including the Raj, even though we didn't have to boost their autonomy. Nice. Thank you, Mr. Halifax. I appreciate that. Well, this doesn't happen very often. I've broken through the Sudeten quicker than I've broken through Belarus. It's opposite day today. Czechoslovakia is not done the Sudeten focuses, so there's no force here. Well, you know what? That's the way it should always work. If Germany annexes the Sudeten, they're going to dismantle the forts. Same for the Maginot, too. It kind of works a bit weird in the opposite way. You know what I mean? Know what I mean? Does anyone agree? Just agree. Final push. Push, Berlin. And GG. Oh, wow. That's a bitty, very girthy Germany we've got here. And we have the option to take French land, even though France was technically in exile. Doesn't make a lot of sense, but... So, was the exploit to rush the Imperial Federation? Kind of. Was the exploit to be able to get hold of Lord Halifax by not declaring war on Poland? Kind of. No. The real exploit at the end of the day was to form the Norman Anglo Union. Norman Anglo-Germanic Union. Oh, yes. And the reason why we're able to do this is because they pieced out to Germany, which does make a stronger Germany. Don't get me wrong. It has a downside to it. However, it makes it so I get to take all of France and all of Germany in all one big swoop. Nice. And if you want to win in Hoi 4, or in this case, win at life, think about subscribing. I would really appreciate that. You're a good lad. I know you will subscribe. Good for you. Goodbye. Thank you for watching. Do you want more? Oh. YouTube's giving you more. Give this one a click. This is the next video.